released before October 3rd sentencing with the help of Gina Huynh. Now look at this picture. You know she loved her some Diddy. And if you guys didn't see the Tasha K interview that she did, girl, she was on there crying and hissing about how Diddy never took her nowhere. She wanted the world to know that Diddy was her man. Now Diddy's team submitted another motion to Judge Arun, along with Gina Huynh writing a letter to the judge. The government cited multiple points at how Diddy is being unfairly held in a detention center in downtown Manhattan. One of the points that was stated, the government troublingly also points to unsworn evidence of non-testifying individuals to try to keep Combs in custody. It had a two-month trial where it could have, but chose not to call these witnesses when they would have been subject to cross-examination and their allegations could have been tested. The government should not be able to support its argument with untested accusations as they did at the pretrial bail hearings. For example, it argued that Combs was violent toward Virginia Gina Huynh, with whom the defendant was in a relationship at the same time as Ms. Ventura. Ms. Huynh has written a letter in support of Combs' motion for bond, which is attached as Exhibit A. Now, her claim is being redacted, but the part that they did allow us to read was, any of this was true, the government would have called this individual, but without credible evidence, the court should not consider this to continue to detain Combs. So basically what they're saying is they try to use to the judge, because they're going in front of the judge arguing, hey, this young lady who was supposed to testify did claim that Diddy assaulted her, so forth and so on. However, it wasn't evidence that was brought in front of the jury. So why are they able to bring this in front of the judge and argue this is one of the reasons why Diddy should not be let out of jail? Again, the part that Gina Huynh wrote to the judge was redacted, but obviously it's saying that he was not a threat to her and that she chose not to testify because of that. As we know, who the fake Jane Doe is, Daphne Joy. The trial is over, you guys, so she can be exposed at this time. And what this part of the document stated is, finally, the government argues that Combs brutally attacked Jane in June of 2024 in the context of AFO. However, the court will recall that on an evening on June 24th, Jane invited Combs to her home. Unprompted by anything Combs said or anything that happened that evening, at one point that Jane smashed Combs' head into her kitchen counter as he was bending over tying his shoe. She then began throwing glasses and burning candles at him, saying she hated him and calling him a Pedialyte. She explained this by testifying that Combs was dating another woman who was older than 18 but younger than Jane. Jane, who was 35 years old at the time. She continued throwing glasses at him and believed she got hot candle wax on him as well. It was in this context that Combs defended himself, and several hours after this and that, an entertainment night allegedly still occurred. The government tried Combs on the incident of schmeck trafficking, and he was acquitted by the jury. It is disingenuous for the government to claim that this extensive history of violence, the vast majority of which occurred over a decade ago, while Combs was addicted to Skittles, means he is unable to show he is not a danger to the community now. How is it that Combs, who has been in this institution for 11 months, has not been in any fights whatsoever? Yet he cannot establish by clear and convincing evidence that he does not pose a danger to the community. Moreover, Combs will submit to any conditions the court views as sufficient. Now, Jane testified during her testimony that she did initiate the fight with Combs. And what his attorneys are arguing is the fact that you all keep bringing this up to the judge in order to keep him detained and not give him bond. It doesn't make any sense because he was not charged for these instances. He was not charged on DV. He was charged on the Mann Act. Now, at this point, in my opinion, all three of Diddy's baby mamas need to write letters, okay? So we got Dana Tran, who is the mother of the little itty bitty baby, Baby Love. We have Sarah Chapman, who is the mother of Chance. We also have Misa. All these women showed up to court for Diddy, okay? So for women and people out there like, oh, Diddy's not gonna have this, that, and other, he got plenty of women waiting for him to get out. So at this point, Diddy is just waiting on Judge Arun to make a decision. Why are you still detaining him in this jail when He feels he is not a threat to society, and also his lawyers. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think that Diddy is a threat to society? Do you think that he should be let out on bond until his sentencing, which is on October 6th? Let me know, you guys, whether you do or don't, whether you like Diddy or not. Let me know what you guys are thinking.